what I would like, and I know we've talked about this in the past, is we have what I believe is somewhat of a safety problem in our lobby right now. First, I thought the 9 of us should take control and do whatever needs to be done. My next thought is, you know what? We've got a cultural council that's supposed to deal with this. Wouldn't it be in everybody's best interest to give it back to the cultural council and to say, we have a safety problem here. I come in here and I have to ask the kids to step down off the cube. I've heard from some of our security guys that they have to do the same thing. I am not looking forward to the day that somebody gets hurt out there and we have to call an ambulance after we have already talked about it. By sending it back to Cultural Council, we'll at least give them the ability to do what we've led them to do, to take care of this problem. I would suggest that they would have to come back to us with some kind of response by March 1st so that it doesn't go any further. My fear is if someone gets hurt and we have not at least taken that first step, the claim could be larger than it would be had we been doing something about it. Well, my question is, will the ropes hold the kids back?
Well, we may have done something to at least say this is about.
Put a little sign up or something.
It says, get off.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do until we come back. Yeah, at least so it appears as if we're doing something. The other thing we may want to request of staff is, I know we have a person that sits out there, and I know this is an imposition. I understand that. But maybe they could keep an eye on it sometime during the day, and if they do see something that looks dangerous, either call to somebody that can take care of it or take care of it themselves. And I'm not trying to get them into a contact place, but this is going to be a big concern. The other thing that I would like to see the Cultural Council do is to come up with some kind of system to rotate this stuff around so that the same pieces aren't the same place all the time. This is going to have to take an okay from council. I can't do this by myself. Thoughts on this? And there's no lights tonight, so if you want to talk, Ms. Drotar.
Well, I had some thoughts on this.
There are lights tonight, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm not so sure once the art belongs to the city that that's a cultural council thing anymore. I think the art then belongs to the city. The cultural council will be moving on, I think. Anyway, I think that when we do our boards and commissions and our things that where we just look at policies and things like that, since we've never had a place to hang art or anything like that, I think that you know, we should have staff come back to us on policies about art in our public buildings. Yeah, because I can tell you that the Cultural Council is a very small council, and I don't think it should be their responsibility. That was a project called Community Expressions, so that project is over. And I'm not sure that they don't have the wherewithal to move things. That the city actually hung all of those things. The city hired contractors. So I'm just saying that I don't think that's a Cultural Council responsibility to move it. And the artwork belongs to the city, and they should decide what to do. And the other part is just what I said. I think that along with all the other boards and commissions, when we do our policy examinations on what should happen and how we should do permanent art, those things should be looked at that time.
Mr. Lewis.
I totally agree with that. I think this council seems to always be trying to get out of something. It's their responsibility. I think the buck stops with the council. If if we don't like something in the lobby, the council should have nerve enough to say, we don't want that in the lobby, move it somewhere else.
Other comments? Okay, so what it's going to take is some direction from the council now that says, this is what we want to do. What I seem to have now is 2 votes that say, it's now our responsibility, what are we going to do with this? And to make that determination. Mr. Lewis, did you want to make a suggestion?
Well, the problem we got now, everybody knows, I mean, they built this cube, and then they put this hideous, big-headed Indian on it. But they built stairs up on this cube where the kids can climb up on it, and they can probably go clear to the top of it. And the only way you're gonna keep them kids out of there is to put up an 8-foot razor wire fence. You're not gonna do it with a rope, because kids go where they wanna go. And their parents don't seem to care where they go, so that's my suggestion.
Okay, let me maybe reword what you said. That maybe the suggestion is that we direct staff to find a better place for this outside of our lobby. Does that fit? Am I just reworking some of your words?
That's absolutely what I was
Okay.
trying to say.
I thought it probably was. And Ms. Teeter, you,
I agree with that.
okay. And Ms. Drotar, and then Mr. McElhenney.
Yes, I just want to say that, you know, of course, art is in the eye of the beholder. So we as council are not going to, I mean, you can have your personal opinion, but I don't think that we should be judging the artwork. But I do think that once the artwork is here, now that the artwork is here, it should belong to whatever the city wants to do with it. And just a lot of people worked a lot of hours on all of these things. So art is in the eye of the beholder.
And just don't let me put words in your mouth, Mr. Lewis, but what I think I heard you say was it's not the art as much as the safety for our kids.
That's right.
Okay, that's what I thought you would say. Mr. McElhenney.
I agree, we need to take a short-term action. I'm sick of talking about this every other week, so this issue needs to go away. We need to focus on actual business of the city. Second, I think Ms. Stroder's suggestion regarding a policy review, the guideline being established for how the city handles art in the public space is absolutely necessary to avoid such a distraction in the future.
Okay, so Mr. McElhenney, is it your thought to agree with Mr. Lewis's idea that we direct staff to find a more appropriate place for this piece? Mr. Johnson, Ms. Teeter,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Jaquin.
I think that moving the artwork would be much more preferable than constantly wiring it.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Drotar,
Yes.
Mr. Benson. Okay, Mr. Flannery, in some amount of time, and maybe it goes to MSC, but it goes elsewhere and we get our sitting back.
Mr. Mayor, we have an item scheduled for the 26th this month, so we will have a recommendation on the policy, but in the meantime, we heard you loud and clear on that specific piece.
Thank you.